The researchers took a deep look at the neural network of Fable, and they found a hidden layer. There's something like, what's that? They poke it, they prod it, and turns out that is a brain that has developed inside the neural network that wasn't in the original network.
Welcome back to Denoised. We're back in person, Addy.
Yes, sir.
I can touch you.
This is
it's real
person.
All right. Another week, another busy week of new model updates.
New model updates. There's some controversies around AGI. Are we going to talk about JSpace?
I have not dug into that because that's complicated.
It's never a boring week in AI, so we're here to cover it all.
But practical stuff, what I've been most excited about is Seedream 5.0 Pro.
Yeah.
Is out. There was a light version, which I never really played with because I was like, whatever. But Seedream 5 Pro is officially out. Biggest thing, you can target specific changes in an image, and it just does it and doesn't mess up anything else in the image.
We're talking about image editing. So like taking an existing image, doing precise in painting.
Yeah, and it doesn't even need a mask or anything. Its in-painting function is you just have a marked up image like of a red box around your face, and then in the prompt you just say change the red box to something else, and it just understands that. And
so it understands annotation. So now this puts it in the same league as GPT-2 and Nano Banana 2?
Yeah, even more precise. I mean, I would say 4.5 was pretty good at that, and in the same league, but now it's even better. And text rendering is better. And then even just text to image. I haven't messed with that part as much, but looking at the samples, photorealism, it's even better. Like Seedream was always pretty good, and now it's just even better and better at precise changes.
I mean, we covered when Seedream 4 came out, this was a few months ago, around the same time as Nano Banana 2. And it wasn't close. Nano Banana beat it then. And what you're saying is Seedance 5 is now surpassed Nano Banana.
I haven't done a head-to-head of like stuff that we've done, but so far as it goes with like change notes and changing things and not messing anything else up, it's been really good at that.
Okay.
The one thing I want to check that I always had issues with Seedream was it just had a little fuzziness to it, especially with like wider shots that had a lot of detail in the background. The details were always like kind of fuzzy and kind of soft, and like Nano Banana was very sharp.
Yes.
That's what I want to test next. I haven't run tests with that yet, but that's what I'm going to be looking for.
I would love to run 1970s New York Street, my litmus test, and see how it does.
I will get my internal thing up. Hold on. Seedream 5.0 Pro. What's your prompt?
Okay. A 1970s New York City, NYC street, busy with lots of taxi cabs and pedestrians.
Okay.
Did you just transcribe me?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I don't typing is so 2025.
I like to think of myself as a tech savvy person. When you come by, you put me to shame. You're like, I'm MCP maxing. I'm like, what does that even mean?
You still use your keyboard?
I still have a printer.
What do you print?
Certificates of things I pass. Like Microsoft courses. I don't know. All right, let's take a look.
There is the image.
Oh, wow. That's pretty impressive, man. Okay,
cars are on the wrong side.
All right, so let's take a look. Okay, that looks like 1970s cars.
I would still say it's still giving me some of the fuzziness that like 4.5 had.
Deli is okay.
One-way sign, text is blurred.
You're nitpicking, though. If you zoom out and you look at this...
it's also, it's just off if I zoom out because it's still like the cars make no sense
The cars make no sense, sure. It's like...
in the direction they're going and kind of the design.
And there's about to be a collision in the middle there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it gets the vibe of busy New York Street in the 70s, right? And with it looks like the Empire State right down the middle. There's no modern buildings in the background.
No, I mean, the cars look appropriate for the period. Yeah. Maybe they're not all entirely American cars.
Yeah, I just remember doing this exact same prompt on Nano Banana 2 when it first came out, and it nailed it. There was remember the sign on the movie theater? It was like Shaft or like
it was
1970s movie.
Was that GPT or was that Nano Banana with like web search turned on when we were talking about the web search feature?
That was like the Bill Clinton testimony. Remember that one episode? Yeah. But yeah, this is, again, I will just give Seedance the fault that it's not an American model, so it probably didn't train enough on New York City and American content, probably a lot more Chinese content. But It's not bad. It's not bad at all.
No, it's not bad. And you've looked at this. You've run this test way more than I have.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah, I'm curious to test it more because the main thing is like the fuzziness. I don't know what resolution this was running at. The other thing though is that I don't think it does full 4K.
Oh.
Whereas
it upscales to 4K.
I mean, you would have to upscale it. I think it will max out at like 2K-ish.
Okay.
Whereas Nano Banana Pro will do 4K.
Yeah, easily.
Native. That, I would imagine that would come eventually because Seedance does 4K now. So like if they have 4K video, 4K images should be.
Yeah, you would think. Yeah. I guess this would pair well with Seedance, right? Generate your keyframe images in Seedream and then take it into Seedance, give it like a start frame, end frame, what have you.
Or a bunch of frames. I mean, we didn't really talk about it, but there were like rumors, but it seems pretty confirmed when Seedream 2.5 comes out.
Yeah.
It will take up to 50 reference images.
50?
Yeah, which is insane. And like do up to like 3-minute generations.
Okay, I'm just trying to think what instance you would need 50 reference images. Like if you're making like a one take, like a...
If you're doing a one take...
Like if 1917, like that shot where he's running.
I mean, it would be useful if you could sort of have a stored... Like if you're working on a movie and it's like, these are the characters, these are the locations. But that if the model knew enough based on the shot of like what to use and what not to use.
Yeah.
Because right now it's sort of like if you give it the input images, it's going to try to use all of them, and it's not smart enough to like know like which to use for what shot.
Yeah, what time. You also need to have temporal control over the 50 keyframes. Like use this at 1 second mark. Use this at 2 second mark. You
kind of do in the prompt now. I mean, I'm curious how the prompt adherence would be. You can do timestamps and it'll sort of follow it. But
okay. So that feels like a JSON prompt thing, like a giant prompt.
I mean, the other thing is like if you prompt for like multi-shot, if it's a 3-minute generation, but you're not like, I want to do a 3-minute take. I want to do like a short film.
Oh, got it.
I don't know if it will understand to do that, but theoretically, you could maybe like one shot an entire vertical trauma, microdrama.
Microdrama, dude. Yeah. I sent you that article. I have a friend who's successfully making microdrama content with Seedance for commercial purposes.
Okay. We'll come back to that. This was another one that was running in the background. Okay. This looks a little bit more illustrated.
Yeah, I could see it's losing the photorealism.
Yeah, like
it just like doesn't have the grittiness.
Norman Rockwell painting a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. The Nano Banana and GP2 generations understood that New York in the 70s was like Taxi Driver, the movie, or The Joker, the movie. Like it has like a high level of contrast, a little bit of like dirt and it's just a gross place. And it was, especially in the, Times Square in that area. The American models understand that and the Chinese models don't, which is interesting.
Yeah.
It's like a weird cultural nuance.
Cleaner, idyllic version of New York in the 70s.
Totally.
Yeah. All right. Next story. Meta is back on the radar with their own new image and video model, Muse.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they had another round of layoffs.
that too.
And Zuckerberg's tracking the employees that are left.
We'll get to some tracking stuff with this story later. But
okay.
So they launched their own out of their super intelligence lab. They've got a new image and video model, Muse. That's also they're calling it agentic image generation. Mm-hmm. So when you kind of give it the prompt, it's calling up tool use to figure out what to do. Like some of the examples are, again, really sharp text rendering, generated QR code inside an image, and based on what you're asking, kind of figuring out what tools to call up and how to build that out.
Okay.
I haven't used it yet. I mean, so far, it's looking good / on par with everything that's already out there. I think the bigger thing is just like Meta's kind of been lacking in the AI race, and now they're back on the radar with a pretty decent image model.
Well, did you catch the headlines recently about how Meta is now, I'm not sure about leasing out, but they certainly have additional data center capability, which, because they've built so much of it out so fast, they have extra, and now they're making money off of that, which leads me to believe...
leasing the compute out? Yeah. Kind of like an AWS play?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Which leads me to believe like their internal AI development and inference has slowed down, right? Because like all that stuff is built on a graph where it's like, okay, we're going to be using this much AI in 2026, so we need our data centers to be at this place and so on. And it feels like, you're not hitting that usage. And that's why there's extra room. So this is antithetical to that. This is the opposite of that. You're saying that Meta is doing AI work. They're releasing.
It would make sense for them, who the hell knows what's in the terms of service, but like they have Instagram, they have like all of, like YouTube, Google has data. YouTube, like they've got Facebook, Instagram. Tons of images and videos.
Meta as a platform is so tuned into the advertising market, right? Like they understand MarTech better than probably any other company, So for them to have a native AI solution that ties into MarTech would make sense. Maybe this is a piece of that puzzle.
Yeah, your Muse image in Meta products. I mean, that's obviously the obvious play. I mean, the thing I'm thinking of is like as a model, maybe it's like, okay, whatever, but as a model that's going to get used by people, like this will be the model.
Yeah.
People don't know it'll be called Muse, but if like you're using Instagram or any of the Meta AI products or Facebook and you're like messing around with changing images and using AI, it's going to be this model.
I think it's maybe not the consumer facing version of it. I think it's the micro brands and the nano brands, like the brands with, like 5 products that are, making less than $1 million in revenue, like the mom and pop Etsy shops, if you will. They pay for Facebook ads, they pay for Instagram ads. So they will, I think this is a way for them to scale their content, reach out to more people.
Yeah, if you're an advertiser and you're like, I want better product shots or more content for.
But what I'm saying Facebook is like ads. The bigger advertisers, like if you're Coca-Cola or somebody, like you're not using this. You have a team of AI people in-house that are figuring stuff out.
Yeah, no, this is for like the consumer or you want to spend some money on Meta ads. Yeah. You don't have the creative, spin it up. Same thing that Google's doing.
Exactly.
Now, the one thing they have done that has also annoyed people is they will let you modify anyone else's Instagram photos with AI. So you could basically remix. Other people's Instagram photos.
Okay.
And this is an opt-out model. So basically if everyone's opted in by default, where like anyone could take your Instagram photos and like remix them unless you opt out. So
who thought that was a good idea?
The people at Meta who want to boost engagement no matter what.
Yeah.
Quick update after we recorded this, Meta listened to the online backlash and walked back, opting everyone into their AI feature. So now, correction, that you are no longer opted in automatically into AI's Muse AI feature on Instagram. So people, people are upset about this. SAG issued a statement because obviously also this could play into any actor or any famous person that's on Instagram.
Yeah,
all of their stuff until they opt out is available for like people to use and pull and remix.
I mean, I'm thinking like in more harmful ways, right? Like, if you're a teenager in high school and you post photos of yourself with your friends, if there's somebody that has bad intent, bad actor, bully, if you will, they can modify you to do silly things, and then the entire school sees it, and now it's like a cyberbullying.
Yeah, I would hope that there's like safeguards in the model itself that prevent you from from making images that do that. I'm sure there are for the extreme thing, like if there are for mild things that are like maybe not offensive but just could be embarrassing. I don't know what. I
mean, it could be something as innocuous as like hey, this boy is dating this girl, and you nano banana image the girl next to the boy, and they have nothing to do with each other. The next day both of them are embarrassed in school. There's no safeguarding against that because technically it's not harmful content,
right? I know.
Yeah.
I mean, also, look, it's not like you could easily screenshot any photo on Instagram and like run it through any other AI model.
Totally.
If you like slightly know what you're doing. So I mean, sure, the opt-in's annoying. It makes it easier for people, especially I'm sure that they're going to push some sort of button engagement to be like, hey, do you want to like remix this photo?
Yeah.
So it makes it easier instead of adding that little bit of friction to where like you really want to like modify someone's image.
Yeah, you got to like download, modify, upload. So this is just like boom, right in Instagram. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's interesting. Look, I'm all for experimentation. I always say this on the podcast. Like, if tech companies and small creators don't innovate and don't experiment, we won't get anything new. As long as that experimentation.
I'm just thinking, like, what is the feed going to look like? If you're like, everything is some AI remix of everything else.
The jury's out on that one. So I'll tie it to the recent statistic that something like 20% of YouTube is already AI. Not AI slop per se, but AI content.
I feel like that's probably underreported.
So within a couple of years of AI video generation, 1/5 of YouTube is now AI. What happens 2 years from now if it's exponential?
I mean, that also goes to the same, like, sure, the number of stuff out, you know, you could say, oh, it's 20% AI or 50% AI. You know, how much is actually watched or consumed? Because there's that same crazy YouTube stats, you know, where it's like 1,000 hours of videos uploaded every minute,
every second,
every second,
yeah.
And then it's like, but also like 99% of videos have like zero views on YouTube. So it's just like, there has never, it's never been an issue of a trove of unwatchable crap on YouTube. That's been around from the start.
End of the day, I mean, you and I are both YouTube Premium subscribers, and we have our favorite YouTubers. Like, the reason we log in and watch those guys and girls is that we connect with them genuinely. Like, we like their personality, their authenticity, and the fact that they're not on a major network or something, or a sitcom. Like,
or it's just something that's like very specific to like our interests, that's like never going to be on another platform.
Exactly.
I mean, I think there's just going to be such a huge swing the opposite direction in like real authentic content, real authentic experiences.
I can't wait for that. Take me there now.
You know, with this just echo chamber of AI remixed stuff and whatever the hell the feed's going to become, it's just going to be a big swing the other way of like, like, let me touch grass and get something real. Like
100%. And I'm all for like kids nowadays experimenting with like, instant cameras and wired headphones. And now they're going out and buying CDs. Gosh, I have like 1,000 CDs in the garage. DVDs are now, like, if you have an original DVD or Blu-ray from back in the day, they're worth more now.
It's
great.
I hope they restart reselling Blu-ray players again, because I was like trying to find one like a year ago.
Oh, I have one.
And I had one years ago, and I was like, well, I don't even know where it is, but I was like, let me get another one. And then there was like, even on Amazon, there was like no one, they were really expensive, and there was like one manufacturer still making it.
Who makes it still?
I don't know. It was like maybe a Panasonic one, but it was like $400-$500. And I was like, I don't care that much.
I mean, if you adjust for inflation, there were probably $400-$500 then, right? If it was like 200.
Oh, back then,
20 years
I guess
ago.
so. Yeah, but you know, you'd think.
Yeah, it's like the microwave thing. Did you know like microwave technology peaked in the 90s, and now the newer microwaves are inferior to the microwaves from the 90s?
Why? Or is it just good? Like, was needed to get?
It's just that was the microwave boom, and there was competition and innovation between
big air fryer industry. Shut down the microwave industry.
So now we look at microwave now as like a budget appliance. It's like, just put one in there, you know, whatever. Just have one in the house. But back then, that was like a status symbol. So then you'd have to have nice things, bells and whistles on it for you to buy it and justify it, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, there's an argument too, just even for owning Blu-rays, you know, and having the physical media, because like, there's all these stories of, was it just Sony that said there was like a whole library of movies where even if you purchase these movies, they're going to pull it out of your account because they like lost the rights to it, which also seems kind of weird. But so if you paid for this like digital download, then it's out of your library.
Is it? Because I don't know about you, but I own a ton of movies on Amazon. Like, it's like a good place to buy and have a digital library. But I heard, I could be wrong, there is some issues now where a lot of users are losing their library on Amazon.
I remember that with Kindle and stuff. Because there was also, even when you buy a Kindle book, it's like you're buying the license to read this book. You're like,
forever.
You're not even forever. It's just like you're buying a license, because they've pulled Kindle books in the past for other reasons. And it's like you're buying a license to like read the book. You're not buying the actual book itself. So for physical media, like the Blu-rays, you own the Blu-ray, it's yours. Also, I just missed the special features and the commentary, which I've not listened to in years, because they just don't really put them out anymore or produce them.
And Blu-ray's better in quality, like the compression and the bandwidth of the Blu-ray disc. I mean, it was breakthrough at the time, but you know, a 1080p on a Blu-ray and a 1080p on YouTube or Netflix, it's going to be a big difference.
I will say Netflix streaming quality really good. They do. Out of all the streamers, I feel like they've nailed it. But they also have a huge image sciencing team behind this, but they really nailed streaming quality. Is really good.
I will say I'll give them the HDR Atmos and all that stuff like that.
And when you're on a 4K TV and you're streaming and you have the 4K plan,
the TV detects that format and just automatically goes into HDR mode. I'm like, oh, that's neat.
So when you get 4K right, that is one thing that never made the leap with obviously Blu-ray. Okay, enough talking about streaming discs. What else we got? Oh, MCP, Maxi.
MCP, Model Context Protocol.
Model Context Protocol, which we were early on talking about this.
It seems like forever ago, but about a year and a half ago, beginning of 2025, MCP was a new idea, I think, from Anthropic.
Anthropic developed this context. I feel like when we were talking about it, it was like, okay, what's the difference? Or even when it was coming out online, people were like, well, how is this different than an API?
Yeah.
What's the difference? And it's messing around with stuff now. It's clear what the difference is. Like API, you need very structured scripting and data in order to call up stuff or say things.
Yeah.
MCP, the agent can talk to the tool. It could be like, hey, what tools are available? What can you do? It doesn't have to like run through the API guide or write a script. It can do things a lot more fluidly and in a way that works better with how AI agents work.
Give our viewers the 10-second elevator pitch of what an MCP is.
It's in a way like the easy way is you can connect your Claude account or your ChatGPT account to a third-party tool.
Yeah.
And from your chatbot, be like, oh, hey, go, for lack of better, like a Gmail MCP, which they don't officially make, but oh, hey, what are all my emails that Addie sent me? Like, what was the email that Addie said like this thing to me? And instead of having to like write a script and do like a structured API call, it just kind of goes and checks your email and then reports back like, oh, hey, this email on like April 3rd, like Addie said this thing.
So
blah,
there's
blah, blah.
just a lot of interrogation between the LLM and the agent, and then they just kind of figure out what's going on.
Next level is like when Claude or ChatGPT can do things via the MCP. Right. So in this case, Unreal Engine launched a beta of an MCP, and you can talk to Claude via Claude and be like, hey, I'm in my Unreal level. I need like to build a blueprint that does this thing. And it'll just build the blueprint for you. And then also the other thing we're talking about is Comfy UI now that has an MCP.
Right.
And it's like, I need a workflow that does this, and then it'll build out the workflow for you.
And from the initial results, both Unreal and Comfy is doing pretty well with the MCP stuff. Like it's pretty legit. Yeah,
I've been messing with the Comfy one a bit. The one caveat with the Comfy one is it only works with Comfy Cloud. Right now, it doesn't work on the desktop version.
Right.
I mean, I guess in theory, if you had to build a workflow on Comfy Cloud, then you could just download that and put it on your computer if you wanted to, if you're trying to just figure out how to build a workflow. But it's only cloud. But, that solves a huge gap when you're like, if you're like, what the hell's the case sampler and the other things? And it's just like, okay, I just need to build a workflow that does this. Yeah. And then Claude figures out how to do that.
Hey, Claude, make it run no matter what. And it just starts to like
make no mistakes.
So the way I understand MCP, I agree with the way you view. I like your view of like a traditional API being very rigid, and
you had to have very structured data and know what you wanted it to do.
And you need software to run it, right? Like it's
like a Python script usually or something.
Whereas the MCP is more casual, bro. It's just like, hey, man, it's cool. We'll figure it out.
Hey, tell me what you can do.
No, tell me what you can do.
What tools are available?
So the way I see it is when you start a new chat with ChatGPT or Claude, it has no context. It has no idea what you're about to do. And after 3 or 4 back and forths between you and it starts to build that context. And that context is essentially just text, right? It could be, 1,000 characters. It could be 5 million characters. So in order for the LLM to build a context of, first of all, your application, what the application can do, what you're trying to do with it, what assets you have, all of that context is still going to be mostly words and text. So MCP is just a really efficient way for you to get to those million words that are needed for that instance of the LLM running for you at the time. That's my understanding of MCP, is like you're building all that context in, so then at inference time, the stuff is happening the way you want it to happen. There is no such thing as memory in LLMs, I don't think. All it has is context window.
There's memory and like it'll write to a memory markdown file.
It can, Claude Code can do that and stuff. But like I'm talking about,
even Claude itself, it has some internal memory stuff. But I mean, the memory, quote memory, is like it's just writing notes to itself in a markdown file that it can refer to later. It's not like
the way I think about LLMs is when you open a new chat in GPT or whatever, 1 million people are opening up a new chats in GPT. So they're getting GPT the exact same way you're getting it. And it's up to you to build it up to an intelligence level where it's useful to you, right? It's already trained as this rigid thing, and all it's doing is inference, and the inference happens to be, your interactivity with it. At inference time, if you put in a bunch of information, then you are maneuvering it to get the thing that you need. But if it has no context, has no information, then it's going to give you garbage, even though it's quote unquote smart.
Yes. I think I'm following what you're saying.
Okay.
Your explanation is a little abstract. I'm trying to follow it along with this.
Yeah. So like the reason it's abstract is because MCP can apply to literally anything. It doesn't have to be Unreal or Comfy.
No.
MCP can apply to you and your car.
Another interface with the tool, because Claude and ChatGPT have computer control, and so if I've asked it to, let's say we wanted to make that image and stuff with Cdance, I could say, okay, I need you to make the image, and then it could control Chrome, go to the Magnifique browser, and then I could click and go. It's going to be a very slow process. It's going to probably make mistakes because it has to understand every second what's happening, what's clicking. It'll probably click on the wrong thing. It'll be a very tedious process. Or I don't know if Magnifique has one, but Fall has an MCP.
Yeah.
And so it can just access Fall and call it up and then be like, oh, hey, I need to make this image. And then it does the image, and then it brings the image back. In a more abstract way, because of the MCP, if I was like, oh, hey, make me an image with the best model that has that can do 4K. And so then that's a little bit more abstract. So it can use the tools and call up Fall and then be like, hey, what models are available that can do images at 4K, and kind of make more of an informed decision where it's a little bit more. I gave it an abstract
But it
request.
needs to be a two-way street where Fall is giving it information, it's receiving, and then it's telling Fall what to do, right? It's always two-way, and that is what MCP is.
It can be. It depends how the person set or how the company set up what is available. Basically, what tools are available on the MCP.
You think on the FAL MCP side there is a chatbot, like a LLM, and then your LLM interacts with its LLM?
No, it's because I've been messing with just building one for our internal tool at MCP Access, and it's just another structure of the tools to.
Okay, so it's like a data that it could read.
It really is.
It's like a read-only thing.
Different way for the API, like an API-ish, but a different way to access it that an AI agent understands better.
Okay, so it's not that hard.
I'm sure
anybody can build an MCP server.
I believe you can. I mean, you ask Claude Code to build you one, and then it'll do it.
Mold bots. Yeah.
Another better example is OpenClaw, Hermes, these agents where they have a whole bunch of MCP access tools.
Hermes, the luxury label brand, has their own chatbot.
No, well, there is a chatbot called Hermes.
Dang. Is it French?
Has absolutely nothing to do with the luxury brand company. I think it is named after the whatever Greek god that is, or Roman god.
Yeah, I was like, Joey's a baller. He has an Hermes chatbot.
No, Hermes was an OpenClaw alternative.
Okay.
It's really good because it just solves a lot of the hiccups that OpenClaw had when you're trying to set it up. It's just the user experience is a lot nicer, and it works.
Yeah. I'm waiting for that cease and desist letter from the brand Hermes.
Hasn't happened yet. It had I connected it to a bunch of different MCP tools. Okay. And so when I ask it something, or I'm like, oh, hey, remind me to do this thing tomorrow. It's connected to ClickUp's MCP. And so then it automatically knows oh, hey, I'm going to set up a task on ClickUp for Joey on his personal list for this thing, even though I didn't say make a ClickUp task for me. I just said, hey, remind me to do this thing.
Okay.
And then it knows to go, hey, I have these tools available. I'm going to go access the ClickUp tool and go do this thing.
Got it.
Another example of that. Okay. Anyways, Unreal Engine and Comfy was where we were trying to get at with this MCP.
No, it's a good move. Look, Unreal is a little late to the game, but I'm glad they showed up nonetheless. Welcome, Unreal.
Yeah. Where could you see this being super helpful in Unreal?
For beginning stuff. I think it just lowers the learning curve. And it took me a good 3 years to get to a level of Unreal where I could be a generalist. I could do most things. I'm not good, but 3 years is a long time for somebody. I think with MCP, and you still got to put in the hours, you can lower the 3 years down to maybe 3 months, I would say. But that I'll take it, On the Comfy side, now Comfy is more of a mystery to me because like I only know what 10%, 20% of the nodes do. The other 80% nodes, I'm like, okay, I don't know what that node does. Like I see the description of it. I don't know what it does.
Yeah.
I don't know what the dependencies
are. Good. I mean,
yeah.
It's really good to, I feel like you don't have to know. These are great for not knowing every single feature and just like having an exploratory chat with it too. Because a lot of times it's like, with Comfy, you could, if you know what you want and it just helps you build the thing faster.
Yeah.
That's one use. But then also if you're like, I'm trying to solve this problem, what potential tools are available in Comfy?
Yeah.
Is good at that kind of stuff too, of just like having all of the data and knowledge of like every node and workflow, and then hopefully trying to get a solution.
Google had the right idea when, do you remember one of their products, I think it was called Google AI Studio, something real generic, where you can screen share your desktop and it can see where you're clicking, what you're typing, and then it'll instruct you to do what you need to do. Like I think the example was Blender or something.
This vaguely sounds familiar. I remember someone built, I think, their own third-party tool that does something like that. That's sort of like a tutor thing that's watching your screen and then being like, go click here.
The reason I bring that up, I was trying to do a really complex operation with Fusion, within DaVinci Resolve, and I had a window open with Claude. I'm like, so how do you do this? And beautiful description. Claude was like, well, you do da-da-da. I'm like, God damn it, understands everything. So fucking smart. And then, but like, how do you turn that block of text into clickable actions, right? Why can't it just do it for you or show you where to click or suggest on the UI itself what to do?
It's mostly there, kind of. Most of the Claude and chat will like have computer control.
Take over the keyboard and mouse?
Take over your computer.
Okay.
And basically just like screenshotting it and then like clicking and screenshotting and clicking. But you could ask it in that case.
How do you turn that on?
Ask it to control my computer and show me where this thing is.
Shut it down.
It's not fast. It's very slow because it's like, it's taking an image and processing it and then telling you what's happening. It's a very slow process, but I was running experiments in Resolve, and Resolve has really good scripting, but some things you can't script. And Claude just took over and then was just like clicking the buttons.
No, that's the thing. I think AI, LLM, like the whole point of AI is to make things easier. So you don't need APIs. You probably don't even need MCPs at some point where it could just kind of drive the computer for you or whatever interface for you, right? In the same way, Autopilot takes over and drives your Tesla for you.
Yeah, I mean, eventually just under the hood, you're coordinating with your chatbot, and it's calling up the tools and driving the stuff and knows how to communicate with it. And
the important thing is when you say stop, it stops.
Like, when you say stop, it stops. Yes.
Like, back up.
Yeah. I mean, also want to mention one thing, like, it's not like APIs are dead or useless because MCPs, you're still using tokens, you're still like the AI spinning, it's still costing you tokens. And so when you're trying to do, like, if you had a database and you're like, have structured data, you're like, I just need to update a bunch of fields, an API and a script and stuff that's like predictable, repetitive. That's still where like scripts and API come in. Yeah. Because it's like a script that spins, it's on Python.
100%.
Doesn't cost anything.
Yeah.
You
need both.
The AI agent could build the script for you and then run it. And it's like, that's probably faster, more reliable, cheaper.
Also, if you're building for users or customers, you need scale, you need reliability, you need stuff that works every time. You're going to need APIs, Yeah.
Well, since we're on this topic, last thing I would mention that came in really handy and also just a really good use case of like Claude Code for like non-coding stuff. I've mentioned multiple times that Resolve's really good at being able to code and access it. We had this project that would keep crashing. It would not open. It was like an effect was applied to a clip, and then that effect would like just keep killing the project every time. And I was trying to go through like Resolve support. I was like, I don't know. And then I'm like, let me just like ask Claude Code. I'm like, hey, can you like look at this project and like, see what's happening? And Claude Code spins up. It can look at all the logs. It's like, hey, boot up the project and then like let it crash, and I'll look at the logs and see what happens. Yeah. And then it basically like just analyzed the whole thing. And I was like, oh, it's not the effect that's causing the issue. At some point, there was a clip that went offline, but Resolve thinks it's online, so it's trying to load the clip, but it's like not there, and then it's crashing it.
Oh, wow.
And then it's like, just go to this clip, and then just say like offline the clip. Yeah. And then I did that, and then it was fine. It worked. And it's like, this is the stuff where like editing would have drove a headache for us for like half a day. Yeah. And then now, and then he would have to wait for support and send the logs and all this back and forth.
It's so crazy.
And then Cloud Code just looks at the computer, it's just like, oh, it's that file.
The thing that I wonder is, where was that in the training data? How does it even know resolve that well? Like, you swear, like, Claude data, training data people were like, no, really look at resolve. Like, that's an important one versus like a million other pieces of software.
Well, when you vacuum up the internet, like, you know a lot of stuff.
But that's the thing. I don't think there's enough content on the internet for it to be that smart.
It will look at things too. Like, because if I asked it, even recently, I was like, oh, hey, I need to do something on resolve. And it's like, well, I know up to resolve 20 and resolve on 21. And then I'm like, okay, well, go access the web and research this more. And then it'll like look at forums and it'll go to the web and look up new word data if its training knowledge is capped.
Real quickly, I want to touch on JSpace.
Yeah.
Supposedly, this could be investor pump. But again, this has to do with Fable and Anthropic. The researchers took a deep look at the neural network of Fable, and they found a hidden layer. Imagine you're swimming around, this murky PCB board, and there's this chip. There's something like, what's that? They poke it, they prod it, and turns out that is a brain that has developed inside the neural network that wasn't in the original network. It's like a cancer cell, if you will, a mutant thing.
Agent Smith.
The architect. And they try, okay, what happens if I just delete this little nugget?
We never heard from them again.
And it's like doing, what is the thing they used to do? Lobotomy. It's like doing lobotomy on Fable, and now it can't do anything. Oh, and then they put it back, and now it's fully aware able to reason. So it's called the JSpace. Look it up. I don't know if it's controversial.
I mean, I have this saved because Anthropic posted a whole paper about this. I just hadn't read it yet. Yeah. But okay, thank you for explaining.
So those are the inklings of AGI.
They removed
Supposedly, that's the precursor to AGI, is that it'll start to develop its own reasoning model within the neural network. Now, it could just be falsified. So the investor's like, put $10 more billion in there. We need that JSpace to be nice and big.
Or just a glorified version of still just whatever prediction.
Yeah, but I thought it was super interesting. Look, regardless of what happens in the image and video world, I think we're going to go down our own track, even if LLMs never reach AGI or ASI. But if they do, oh boy, the implications.
Was this the same paper that said its sort of internal thoughts were like a compressed version of English? That it was like, or it created its own shorthand internal thought that was like less tokens, it was like kind of random words.
I heard something like that. I mean, you could kind of see that when two LLMs start to talk to each other. It just turns into Morse code at some point.
Yeah, it was just like a more efficient way to communicate.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Good note to end on.
They're talking behind our backs.
Yeah.
I think I interrupted and then I didn't let you finish off your friend's short company. So shout out to Jeff at Character AI. The Verge just dropped some news about microdramas that Character AI is releasing, which then you'll be able to interact with. So they're experimenting with a whole new type of microdrama where it's more like a game, more interactive. Okay.
And my friend Jeff, he's the behind the brains. So
cool. All right, we'll check it out. I'm clear. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about microdramas a bunch. I'm fascinated by the space.
He's fascinated by it too. He's like, look, I didn't understand microdramas before, but now that I am beginning to see it, it's a very unique format in and of itself. It's something entirely new, and with more interactivity and with real-time AI video generation and all that stuff that's coming, I mean, we could take this to a whole different place,
Yeah. All right. Guess good place to wrap it up.
Yeah. Shout out to Paul Trapani for a Spotify comment. Thank you. Always appreciate your support.
Thank you. Links for everything to talk about at denoisepodcast.com. We'll see you in the next episode.